ManCave. This is Bob from the Bob's N Scale ManCave, and we're doing part 4 of how to install a Walthers 130-foot turntable and roundhouse set. In this episode, we're talking a little bit about preparing your model for electrical and some lighting. I'm using the Woodland Scenic's Just Plug system, putting in some light poles and some building lights into the model. And some of the things you probably should do is prepare ahead of time your models for paint. You know, do some decorating on the inside. You may want to do all that stuff before you start gluing down your track into the base. And we're going to go about showing you how to do that right now. Okay, here's a little tip that I got from a viewer, Jay Fuller, on my last video. He pointed out that you can mark the dead spot and then position your roundhouse so that the rails do not hit that dead spot. So the dead spot will be in between these two areas right here. So I'm going to have to adjust my roundhouse position to meet up with that somehow. So I have to figure out where that is, but I had to mark it. This way, you can have all 18 of these bays in here without not having to use one. So what you do is you put a DCC or a DC engine on here, so you can turn the lights on. That DCC is probably better because you don't have to move the engine to get the light to come on. Power it all up, zero out your turntable, and so it finds where the optical sensor is, and then turn it past 90 degrees because it's going to be right across there according to the template that comes with the product. So turn it past there, turn your headlight on, and then we're going to slowly move it back toward that dead zone. There. The light goes out, and I want to take and mark where this rail is, the one moving this way, or the other way if you're doing it that way. But make a mark right where that rail is, and then when we move it to where the light comes back on, we make another mark on the other end. Now I've already done a pre-mark and filled in the space right there, so I know where it is. Let's take a look. So I go past that mark roughly, I turn my headlight back on, and then I'm going to slowly bring it back, and now there's the light goes off, and I can mark where that rail lines up on there, and in between that area is my dead zone. So that's an easy way to find that dead zone and mark it so you can position your roundhouse for positioning, and then just get ready to start putting your tracks in and moving on with the rest of the installation. So between each of the rails I'm going to drill one hole. It's a 7/64 inch drill bit. I'm going to put a hole in between the tracks so I can run my feeder wires through there. Well, I soldered 2 feeder wires onto the bottom of each track that I'd cut. making sure that I have white on one side and red on the other. And then you just stick these through the holes that I drilled earlier right in front of the roundhouse, and push them down through the board. There you go. Okay, I took some sections of my roundhouse and I've painted some yellow safety markings on the stairs going down into the pit. I went to Hobby Lobby and picked up a yellow paint marker. It's called Tree Large Studio, and just painted in the steps. You gotta be really careful because you don't want to get a whole lot of paint all over the stairs. It doesn't, you don't get a little bit of 3D action there with the red, yellow, and the black. So you gotta be really careful. If I mess it up, I mess it up. You know, I just paint over it black again if I want to. But there's more weathering to do. I'm going to paint some safety lines around the pit to kind of keep people visually aware that there's a pit there that you can fall down in there if there's no train there. So, yeah, little detail there. Okay, well, I started off painting the steps in the pit, and I moved up to the outside edges of that pit and started painting some safety lines with this pen. After I did the first set, I had to go back over the lines because they were a little too light, and I wanted brighter yellow, so you're going to have to put a second coat on there. As you can see, it takes a little bit. I'm not great at freehand on this, but best I could. I didn't have any pinstriping that I could have used. I wish I could have. As you can see, that's how it looks. And I put more on there as well. As you can see right here, the finished product. And I did 18 bays. It's going to kind of look like it's been a refurbished roundhouse for sort of museum pieces. And then I'm putting this machine shop on the end. It's not quite completely finished here. It needs some rain gutters and some other add-ons. But I'm going to be putting in a outdoor light right back, or right around here, right above the door. And that'll look great. Well, ManCavians, this is the end of part 4. Hope you enjoyed it. We covered quite a few things, how to prepare some stuff for paint and detailing. There's a whole lot more you can do in here. It's just up to your imagination what you want to do. I may put in a welding flickering light inside the machine shop, which is an addition to the roundhouse, and maybe a whole bunch of other little stuff in here that I find. Depends on what I see. The future plan will be I won't glue down the roof, so I can take the roof off and put things inside as I go. But for right now, I'm preparing for all the lighting and anything else that needs to be wired up electrically in this roundhouse. Have fun model railroading. Bye. So if you like what you saw here today, go ahead and click subscribe down here below, or follow my Facebook, Google+, Twitter, and my Instagram, links down here below in the comments. Also, click on one of my other links for videos as well. As always, ManCavians, happy model railroading. Stay off the tracks. Bye.